I have some photograph. I have a photograph here, photo, and I'd like to pass it over to you. Then you see the situation, 1960s of 1963.
Oh my.
It was then also the time of Volkswagen, and I heard, I don't know, but I heard that they just crossed and passed with the car. Then
Right.
it has to be enough thick. Lake Zurich, a nice lake, especially in summer. Last summer we had a nice warm summer and we could swim in the lake. The lake had a temperature of about 25 centigrade, 77 Fahrenheit. And once a year, that is July or August, there's the crossing of the lake from one beach to the other, because there are two big beaches within the city limits, from one beach to the other, and everybody can go for this crossing, because it's safe, because you're accompanied with boats, and then you're tired, you can go to one of these boats. It took me 1 hour, but of course younger people, maybe they have half an hour crawling, and yeah. I did it many times, and it was always a lot of fun. But I stopped it about 3 years ago. Okay, from time to time you see chimneys near the lake. And you will see a chimney. It used to be a chimney of a dire strait. But when we're getting closer to the chimney, there's no production anymore. Around the chimney, there are offices. That means there was quite a lot of industry around the lake. And because of the industry, Lake Zurich was then contaminated. In 1960, the government decided that no water from the industry can enter into the lake anymore. That is not prepared before. Since then, Lake Zurich has become quite a clean lake. Even the river Limmat that flows out of the lake, a clean river. And in the meantime, we have left Zurich, we have come to the suburban towns. That's the suburban town of Küsnacht. Küsnacht is well known for the C.G. Jung Institute, or C.G. Jung in German. He was one of the most significant thinkers of the 20th century, and he founded the institute here in Küsnacht of analytical psychotherapy and psychology. And here next on the junction, on the left-hand side, that's a very old house with parts of the 13th century. You see the small windows on the left-hand side. It has become a place of exhibition. The High House, or Hochhaus, like we say in our language. And here in Küsnacht lives a well-known person. And she had her birthday about 2-3 weeks ago.
Tina Turner.
80 years old. Tina Turner. You're right. Tina Turner, she has come to Zurich about more than 20 years ago. But first she used to live in Zurich. And originally from the United States. But she came to Europe many years ago. And now where you see the white walls, in between there is the entrance to her house. The house we can't see, it's covered by the trees. You see here the entrance. Tina Turner. And 5 years ago, she got the right of citizen of Küsnacht. That means she also has a Swiss passport. Sure. Younger than she, that's why she still feels so young. And the neighbor town of Küsnacht is Erlenbach. And you will see there quite a big church. And it's a little the same like in the district of Enge. In the past, rich people of Zurich used to have their summer residences in this area, especially Küsnacht and Erlenbach, the place we have come. And during summertime, they spend their stay in their summer residences. And they also had a big wish to have here a big church. The church in front of us, Reformed Church, you see, was built with money of these rich people who lived here once. These summer residences, they don't exist anymore. They have become private homes or they belong to the government. Of course, I wouldn't say that not rich people live here anymore. But others too, it's a good mixture. And the coast here is called the Gold Coast. And I can tell you, especially in fall, when you see then later on the vineyards, of course that it's not anymore so golden as it was in October. Then we really can speak of a golden coast with these vineyards. See then next one of these former summer residences, it has become a place where people can buy wine. And then you will realize that the street that was built 1900 just cut their garden, because there's still a rest on the other side here with the two spires. On the left hand side, the former summer residence, today a place where people can buy wine. And then afterwards the vineyards. And as I already mentioned, the wine of this area, in the area of Zurich, is called Kleffner, C-L-E-V-N-E-R, light red wine. If you prefer white wine, then it's Riesling Silvaner. And if you'd like to try once a specialty of Zurich, and you are not vegetarian, you should try once the sliced veal on a white wine cream sauce with brown hashed potatoes. We call these potatoes rösti, R-O-umlaut-S-T-I. And rösti, that's typical Swiss. We eat rösti with a veal sausage and an onion sauce. We eat it plain or with vegetables or with bacon and egg. But especially when the weather is like today, little cold, sometimes nasty, we often eat cheese specialities, fondue and raclette. Fondue, that's melted cheese you get served in a pan you eat with several slices of bread. Raclette, a little similar, melted cheese in portions. To get with these portions you get served pickles and boiled potatoes. the difference between fondue and raclette is fondue has white wine in it. And when we eat fondue, then we always drink a small glass of kirsch, brandy from the cherries. Kirsch, K-I-R-S-C-H. And raclette has no alcohol in it. We're getting closer to the ferry across the lake. The ferry, we could say, it's like a boat, a bridge on the lake, because there is a road more far away in Rapperswil. There is a dam, a road, but it's quite a long way. That's why a lot of people uses the ferry across the lake. It's a private company. It's good business. A car pays 9.50 francs one way only. Our bus minimum 30 francs one way. Of course, we don't come back here.